These are wild and unhinged books. Oh, the perfect vibes. This is obviously the ambience. This is the mug of today. I'm really enjoying it. It's a very good haunted house thriller. Creepy Halloween pasta! I've just got this lot down from the attic. Hello! And welcome to another bookish video from me, Johanna, me, my dog and books. It's another weekend reading vlog, and this weekend it's a cosy, quiet one because I'm working this afternoon for a few hours. So this morning I've been a run, walked the dogs, now I need to pop to the library, pick up books, take stuff to the charity shop, pick up medication. Then I'm going to get my eyelashes tinted by a neighbour a few doors down. Yay. And the Ryder Cup's on this weekend, so it'll be me and my iPad and maybe some scary movies, cosy hobbies. I need to catch you up on where I am with my cross stitch. I need to tell you about my thoughts on the book How to Kill a Witch and LaRocca's book Burnt Sparrow. And I can't remember what I've got to pick up at the library. And tomorrow, going to do female fusion flow at yoga. It's effectively just a pretty intense yoga workout with weights. Then see my friend. And we're getting a boiler service on Monday. So I need to hang about the house. So lots of reading and cosy hobbies for you to enjoy. Anyway, I'm back. I got my eyebrows and my eyelashes dyed. Discovered someone like 6 doors down from me does it, and she did an amazing job because I've got the fear of anyone touching my eyebrows because I've had bad experiences, and so I tend not to get anything done on them and just do it myself. And my wee sister normally dyes my eyelashes. But the last few times just either been just too busy and stuff, and I don't want to add another thing to her to do. So, but it was getting to the point, I mean, I can't be bothered with mascara. I can't. Right. The OH is watching the Ryder Cup. This is the weekend of it, so... Oh, I've just realised I've got a wee gap there. And funnily enough, I've got books just lying around. I need to fill that. So I'm working 1 till 3, so I can't really complain. I've just made a bean chilli soup. It was delightful. I think I've got a recipe book that's full of soup recipes, and that one I tabbed down. And I see why. It was very tasty. So I've had that because looks like the weather's turning. The rain is a-coming. I don't mind. Also, the golf means I can read more. Now, I'm currently reading this. We Live Here Now. Started this last weekend. I'm really enjoying it. It's a very good
haunted house thriller. And we have two POVs, husband and wife, Emily and Freddie. And Emily is off the back of being, what's the word? Like, she was in a coma. She had an accident. She was in a coma. Now she's home. Freddie's kind of looking after her, but they've moved to like a fancy country home and away from London. And she's convinced something is in the house or has happened in the house. Her husband is doing the usual and kind of pretty much poo-pooing her thoughts around that. Sorry, I'm eating grapes. And she's like, no, there's definitely something. So she starts to explore the history of the people that have lived there before. Also, there's something up with her husband, Freddie. Because when we get to his POV, every so often, he'll go like, something like, hopefully she'll not have like figured out my secret, or hopefully we can keep the secrets going. Those kind of comments. I'm like, right, what did you do? What happened here? And you get an insight into the fact that there maybe was some tensions in the marriage before said accident happened. So I'm really enjoying that. Then two other books I need to tell you about. 2 seconds. Quickly putting you in a stand there so I can use both my hands to eat my grapes. No, so I can show you the books. So I finished these two. It is Burnt Sparrow by LaRocca. Burnt Sparrow, We Are Always Tender with Our Dead, and Bunny by Mona Awad. These are wild and unhinged books. Where to start? Now this one. It's actually quite small. Beautiful spreadsheet. This is signed and it came in my abominable book subscription. Right. And before you even start this book, there is a whole letter to you as a reader with content warnings. It starts, "Dear kind-hearted reader," and there is content warning in here, and I swear I think it pretty much has all the content warnings you could possibly think of, which weirdly got me excited to read it. So I'm going to, only because I worry about how I can articulate. That's my work laptop, just ignore it. I was trying to install software, as it always does, and then it fails to install software. It does this every time it's on. Might get a third one if I'm lucky. Nope, maybe. Anyway, it says, the lives of those residing in the isolated town of Burnt Sparrow in New Hampshire are forever altered after 3 faceless entities arrive on Christmas morning to perform a brutal act of violence. Now, the setting of this, it's kind of present-ish day, like 2000s, but it does feel like it's in its own world, like very detached from modern day. Sorry guys, this is really annoying, my frog in the throat. I've had a sore throat all week and it's finally shifting, and now I'm just left with this annoying cough. So hopefully you don't get too much of that this weekend. Then it says, a senseless tragedy that can never be undone is what happened. While the townspeople grieve their losses and grapple with the aftermath of the attack, a young teenage boy named Rupert is forced to confront the painful realities of his family situation. So he lives in a house with his dad, and his mum is dead, so they're going through that grief. But then this thing happens in the town, and his dad's behaviour kind of changes a bit, and I'll not go into any more detail about that. Once relationships become intertwined and more carnage ensues as a result of the massacre, the town residents quickly learn that the true retribution is futile. Cruelty is earned, and certain thresholds must never be crossed, no matter what. That's maybe the best description without telling you too much about it, because we have different POVs, and we have, is it letters? There's different, yeah. different POVs from Rupert, from, is it Cyril? Forget, honestly, I only just finished this book. The brain fog is real. Gladys, which is it Cyril's wife? There's a bit of mixed media in here, not a lot, just the odd bit. But the main POV tends to be a bit of Rupert's. Now, the massacre that happens by these group of faceless entities is probably the least gory part of this, because there's stuff that Rupert's dad gets involved in, and then there's stuff that Rupert gets involved in, and then Rupert ends up going to, so basically the townspeople get a hold of these 3 faceless entities and hold them captive for their atrocities. And it's got unhinged, wild, pushing of the boundary vibes where you're like, this is beyond inhumane and icky, and it's absolutely not for the faint-hearted. I would say Eric LaRocca has an amazing way of writing the surreal that is somehow hinged on modern day social commentary in some way. Like, I feel like he was trying to tell us something about basic human desire for violence or retribution and revenge. And honestly, it's a book that I read with my friend Bethany and Rachel, and we've been talking about it, and there's so many icky bits. Like, do not read this unless you're into horror and can deal with a lot of content warnings. I would recommend checking out the content warning page on this, because it's pretty much everything. But yet, it's so well written. It was very accessible, even though there was times where I was like, but who are these people, and why did they do this, and what is wrong with them? I'm not going to name names. And also there's queer representation, there's, which pretty much is always the case in Eric LaRocca's books. And yeah, I strangely loved it. I can't pinpoint the exact reason why. It's still sitting with me in my brain, and it's wild. But this is part of, so there's I think it's part of a trilogy. So there's a follow-up that comes along with this, and I think there's definitely a third. But yeah, see, if you love horror, you need to try Eric LaRocca and see what you think, because I think this is my favourite book of his that I've read so far. Then, similarly unhinged but a completely different topic, is Bunny by Mona Awad. Now, we have, I'll stop eating while talking to you. We have, says I can't, the grapes are just there and I really want to eat them. We have Samantha, who is at Warren University with, it's like a creative writing university, or a university, and she's specialising in creative writing fiction. She's there with her bestie Eva, and they seem like, and I think it's another guy, is it Noah? No. Anyway, 3 of them are kind of pals, slightly outsiders, not the popular kids. Oh, I've realised my autumn. Oh, look, I keep trying to get that to stay up. I'll do that later, right? I'm talking to you about this. Stay focused, Johanna. And in this, there is a clique. Now, I know, like, can we talk about the word clique, right? I don't know when it happened or where it happened, but everyone around me seems to call it a clique now. I grew up Cilque as being pronounced clique, like a clique of people, like they're in such a little clique. And now everyone's saying click. And I'm confused. Anyway, I'm not saying one is right or the other, but I'm used to saying click, so that's what I mean. Click, click. There's a group of girls, women, called the Bunnies. They all call each other Bunny, right? Imagine like Mean Girls or Clueless, like that group. They're totally popular, and they have their little gatherings, their little bunny gatherings, and they're just like so saccharine it makes you want to vomit. But then Samantha gets an invite from one of them, or all of them maybe. She gets an invite to go along to one of the Bunnies' evenings. And of course, Samantha is a bit torn because she's like, if I go like my friend Ava, I'll be like, what? Because they really don't like them. And Samantha's like, they're so not they're like twee rich girls. Why am I even going? Nothing in common, but she's intrigued. And she goes, and a whole world is open to her. And she goes down their rabbit hole, and weird shit goes down. Like, I can't even tell you how weird and unhinged, but I was absolutely here for it. It's darkly funny, and it makes a really clever take on like twisted female friendship, when female friendship isn't really authentic, and it is a bit mean girlsy and the popular girlsy, and that clique of girls that we can all think about at school or high school or university or wherever. Like, we all know them. And so Samantha gets involved in this group, and it's wild. I don't want to see too much more because it might be a spoiler, but I never saw it going where it did. I love the writing style. Mona Awad is great at unhinged women vibes, I think. And I'm really excited now because I finished it, really enjoyed it. And I'm going to go and see her in Edinburgh on the 18th of October, I think, for the sequel, which is We Love You, Bunny, which I'm going to say I adore the cover of. So those are 2 books I highly recommend if you're looking for weird, horrific unhingedness.
Pals, it's Sunday, and I actually don't think we could get any more cosy than this. Lucy's still upstairs, cosy with her dad. Patty's an early riser like me. So, reading We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough. I am adoring it. It is, I don't know if you'll be able to see outside. Like, there's mist. It's misty. It's cold. It's sunny. It's all the perfect vibes. This is obviously the ambience. This is the mug of today. So, I'm in my absolute element. It's all the cozy, spooky, autumn vibes. I am autumn. Just leave me here with no responsibilities, just to read books and drink decaf coffee and all the likes. I'm gonna confess something. I went on my phone this morning, as one does, you know. I was scrolling instead of reading, and I got an email from Bird and Blend tea company, who I adore, by the way. Brilliant tea brand, brilliant. And they were doing a spooky advent calendar that I absolutely don't need, really shouldn't be putting my money towards. And it's like a 13 days countdown, like it. 13 days to the spookiest day of the year, Halloween. And I may have bought it. My bad. I've got no self-control. They'll wait till hear about it when it turns up in the post.
But yesterday I did buy some stuff required. So for my new in real life book club, which I'm the host of through the book club people chapter 25. I'll link their website below if you've not heard of them before, so you can check them out if there's book clubs in your area or you want to join a virtual book club. I got loads of like stationery bits and bobs for the book club through, so I had to get a wee organiser, and I thought I best get a notepad to write down all my actual thoughts of the books I'm reading, because honestly I'm always reading an audiobook, an ebook, a physical book, and if I don't write my thoughts and feelings down pretty much immediately, see when it comes to wrap-ups, the amount of, like, I'm already thinking I've pretty much not written any of the reviews for half the wrap-ups, for any of the reviews for the books that I'm going to wrap up this September. And every month I tell myself, you better get ahead of that, and every month I don't. So maybe if I walk about with a notepad. What do you think, Patty? Yeah? Those eyebrows. Anyway, I'll check in later. I'm going to go to my fusion flow yoga, which sounds way more relaxed than it is. It's actually high intensity yoga with weights. And then I'm going to see my pal. But I need to pop to Hobbycraft because I've bought more yarn for the green and white blanket I'm making my friends, so I need to pick that up. And then the OH is out with friends watching the last of the Ryder Cup. So I've got empty. So I'll keep you posted. Catch you later. I may have fallen into TK Maxx and Hobbycraft. But I would like to commend myself on my level of restraint, because there is so much Halloween stuff that I could literally have gone wild and left myself no money to feed myself. But I didn't. Can we give myself a round of applause, please? Thank you, thank you. I was picking up yarn to carry on with my green and white crochet blanket for my friend Rachel.
which I'm going to do tonight while watching a horror movie. I've put 2 options in my stories for people to pick from, so find out later what that is, because David is going out to watch the Ryder Cup, so I get the big telly to myself. And oh sorry, like, people are just going past wondering what on earth I'm doing, talking to myself on the camera on my phone, and of course they're going into the car right opposite me, so that's kind of embarrassing, but I'm going to keep talking so that it looks like I'm not filming them at least. I got some spooky pasta, I picked up my yarn, and I've got a pumpkin table runner and 2 ghosty glasses, but I'll show you when I get home. So I'm back home. Here's one of the things I got at TK Maxx. No, I got this at Hobbycraft. It has a little lid and a black and white stripy straw, but I took them off. Excuse the state of me. And I've got the air fryer on and the washing machine, so apologies. I got some cool pasta from TK Maxx. And more excitingly, creepy Halloween pasta. Also, then, I've got the bag here. I'll not stand with the light behind me. Go back here so you can see better. So I got cards from Hobbycraft, so I'm going to bend them in half them in half, so I can put table numbers on the tables for when my in real life book club starts. My first meeting is on the 8th of October, so I'm trying to prep for it. Then I got that table runner that was there. Whoopsie. And then I got 2 each of the balls of yarn that I'm using for the crochet blanket I'm making for my friend. So I was very restrained, says me. Anyway, I'm going to heat up my leftover lasagna, and I'm putting in some little paprika potato cubes that I just made. So I'll catch you later. Also, I've just got this lot down from the attic. Also got washing to put away, it's dry. Just got my gravestone, my haunted house, plethora of pumpkins, my trick-or-treat scary pumpkin guy, my bag of things that I'll always forget, another bag of things. In here I do have a corpse bride and some zombies. So I'll bring them all out later. I'm thinking I'll start to put these up tomorrow, so I'll share that with you as I go along. So it's evening, and I've got, where's Patty? Patty's here. You can see her. Lucy's over there. She's actually doing okay. She's on medication for sore legs, back legs, and a limp tail. But she had a crazy 10 minutes after her Kong at tea time today, so she's not too bad right now. Anyway, I've got the crochet going because I got extra yarn from Hobbycraft. Excuse me. The H is out. So I did put on my Instagram stories a wee poll of 2 classic horror movies that I've somehow never seen. Well, I didn't think, and I can confirm now I haven't seen either of them. So it was either Hellraiser or The Evil Dead. And The Evil Dead won by about 60%. So I've got The Evil Dead on just now. That seems to be a misty fog. Originally from 1981. The acting is as would be expected. Very B movie. So I think I'll enjoy it, as in I'll not be overly terrified on my own watching it. So, and I've also got some toffee popcorn rooibos tea from Bird and Blend. Honestly, it's delish. It's absolutely delish. I highly recommend it. I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but obviously there's... Oh, better not show that in case it gets a wee bit too disturbing. There's already been 2 naked scenes, as is the MO of 1980s slashers. But got to love them, says me. So I'm going to get on with my crochet, watch a bit of this, and then going to catch up with more of that. And I'm rereading this for my in-person book club. None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. And I'm finally making notes because I thought, if I read it, finish it this week, come on, and the book club isn't till the next week, guaranteed, due to my epic brain fog, I will forget most of it other than I enjoyed it. So I'm making notes, and I also need to make notes and reviews of everything I've read in September so far, because I've done it again, friends. I've done it again. I have. Oh, yeah. There's something oh, God. Didn't want to see that scene. I don't know what's going on. So, oh, right, okay. So, where was I? Oof, I just looked over at the wrong point, and those reads were doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing to the victim. I've literally forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, so everything I've read in September, I need to make notes tomorrow about my thoughts on them. I'm pretty much, apart from first thing in the morning, I am pretty much tied to the house because we've got a boiler service happening anywhere between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m, lucky me. So I'll need to get my run in and the dogs walked morning and lunchtime before waiting in for that period of time. Last time I had the boiler service check come and then realise it's a guy that was coming and stranger guy in the house. I'm in the house myself. I have to put the dogs away, fair dues. Not everybody's a dog person. And these two are terrifying, to be fair. And so, because I get the fear of being, a woman on my own and a strange man coming into my house, I decided to put The Omen on the telly fairly loudly. So obviously you have to come through the front door into my living room to get to my boiler. So I thought that would just set the scene for them. Just, don't mess with me. So I might do that again tomorrow. I'll keep you posted. Am I boring you with my chat? Lucy Lou, patty cakes. Lucy Lou's over there. Out for the count. Because she's pretty much lost most of her hearing when she sleeps. She sleeps so deeply. I'm a little bit envious of that deep sleep that she can have because she doesn't hear anything. Nothing. She'll not hear anything that would wake her up per se. She probably smells stuff though. I don't know. Clearly something's woke her up there. Maybe she just senses. Don't do that when I'm watching horror movies. It's when she looks out the window or looks out the front door and there's nothing there and barks. That's what terrifies me. Anyway, I'll get on to this. Whatever's happening in these scenes, it's looking pretty dark. Friends. I've got Alice, the corpse bride. Excuse the fact that I've forgotten how to use the tracker here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm pressing buttons on my... Anyway, I've got the pumpkin blankets out. Oh. Why is that not going up? Oh, there we go. Look. We've got the gnome, my creepy guy. I need to switch him on. He sings and stuff. Not in a good way. I've got my cushions on. My pumpkins. That keeps falling. Look. Oh, my thingy keeps falling. I need better sticky tape. And, let me see, I've got spooky season. Oh, what have I done? Oh, I've got this tis the season to be spooky. I've got my spooky, what do you call it? What do you call it? Tinsel. My spooky tinsel. Excuse my washing. And I've got, oh, see that? I'm not very good at driving this. I've got that there. Got you don't need to see my rubbish. I've got my haunted house, you won't be seeing it so well. I've got this guy here. You'll see more pumpkins as we go down here. I don't know where the kids are. I see sleeping over there. See her? Sound asleep. Oh, there's Patty. There she is. So we've got pumpkins here. Get my pumpkins there. Got all the spooky cushions out, spooky blankets. Oh, wait till you see this lady. She's up here, hanging like a maniac. And I've got some Frankenstein monster, beware. I've got pumpkins. And what else did I have? Oh, outside, I wonder if I can, how do I zoom? Oh, wait a minute. I've got, see? Look at that. Bunting. Kind of ran out, so I might need some. Oh, you don't want to go that close. I can hear anything outside. It is. And so, yes, the spooky season is coming together. Isn't it, Patty Cakes? Where are you going? Where are you? I'm trying to track you. Oh, where are we going? Oh, what's happening? I don't know how to work this thing. God damn. There's Patty Cakes. Hello, Patty. I don't know how we're going to track you here, Patty. What are you doing? Look, Patty, are you going to show them what you've got on? Are you showing them what you've got on? You've got, what is it called? Witches love me. Do they love you, Patty? Do they? So, I'm going to make, you should have probably not put the kettle on, so it's about to see it. I'm going to make vegan banana and cinnamon muffins because I've got some bananas and I've got more just delivered from my Sainsbury's shop delivery that just came. Oh, I've just realised I need to put that away. I hate putting shopping away. So I need to put that on. And I need to put that on. I'm going to make that because I teased David with a picture from the internet saying, do you want me to make these? And I still haven't done it. It's an ice cream ban in October nearly. Anyway, I'll get the stuff together and then film me making it. Did I remember to film any of my baking? No, I didn't. I've got the mess of my baking though. But no, wait till you see this. These are my banana muffin with sugar cinnamon topping. I have to say, I'm very impressed. I think Lucy is too. I better not drop these. Oh, Lucy would love it if I did. And I've been watching a true crime documentary called Captive Audience, A Real American Horror Story. And I highly recommend it. It's 3 parts. I think it's originally from Hulu, so you'll be able to get it streaming in different places. But it starts with, I think it was early 70s, when a young boy near Yosemite, I think they lived, went missing. He's abducted and he reappears 7 years later. And there's that story. And then you think, that's the story. Well, there's more to that story. And there's only 3 parts, and I'm not even going to say what it is, because you're like, how can this happen to like one family? So highly recommend it. Lippy Lou is desperately wanting to try my muffins, but I'm not going to let her. I'm also about to make like tofu noodles. So I have my cubed tofu marinating in soy sauce and cayenne pepper. So I'm going to make a wee bit of a stir fry with some broccoli, onion, and then I'm making noodles. So it's a quick
Monday night dinner before I have chakra yoga at 7:30.
Friends, this is another end to another weekend reading vlog. We've had a great weekend, haven't we, cupcakes? We've been planning our October Spooky Reads TBR, so if you haven't seen it already, I'll link to that video in the description. And I've started 2 more books on audio. I've started The Memory Police, which basically is set in a world where there are a police force called the Memory Police who start to remove items from the world like a typewriter, a plant, and your memories that go with that. And should you ever remember any of these things, you're punished. It's dystopian and absolutely intriguing, and I'm really enjoying the audiobook, so I'll keep you posted on my thoughts for that. I'm also 3/4 of the way through We Live Here Now, and I'm really enjoying it. I would say it is mostly thriller with a haunted house element. Emily and Freddie, who are a married couple, are clearly harbouring secrets from one another, some worse than others, and their different point of views and the level of toxicity between them, I think, is going to build to something pretty epic. Plus, in between times, we seem to have it's intermittent chapters. There's maybe a 1.5-page chapter that is about a raven and the loss, and this raven talking about the loss of their female partner. And so this has definitely got something to do with the 2 main characters, but I'm unsure what. I have high hopes. This is definitely going to be a 4-star read, so I'll keep you posted. Next weekend, I'm off to St Andrews, possibly to see the Dunhill, unless we have a horrific storm, and then I'll just spend the whole time in cafes and the bookshops, so keep you posted. But until then, let me know what you've been reading in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you in another bookish video very, very soon. Cheerio!